The first activity this week is called Find the People, and for that you have this bucket filled with rice and little people. Today's story is about Zacchaeus and how Jesus found him up in the tree. So we have the little people hidden in the rice, and so the kids, they can come close to the table and look through and pull the little people out, and you talk about how Jesus loves them, and then you can set them aside and they can dig through and just talk about how Jesus loves everybody. And in your curriculum, when you pre-read it, it has a really good explanation of the story of Zacchaeus and who Zacchaeus was and why it was so important that Jesus found him and spoke to him and wanted to spend some time with him.
The next activity is Jesus Loves. You can get all of your kids to sit in a circle and then pass the heart along as you recite the memory verse. Love each other as I have loved you, John 15:12. And whenever you stop, the kid raises their arms up and then you say Jesus loves in their name.
The next activity, everyone should have a tree trunk taped to their wall, and so you can ask the kids if they know what shape this is, since we're talking about trees today, if they know what shape it is. And you have the option, everybody should have some leaves in their folder, and you have the option of hiding them around the room and letting the kids find them and then bring them over here, or just having the kids come and put tape on the back of the leaves and let everybody take a turn and stick the leaves on the tree and fill it up and talk about who Zacchaeus was again and how he had to climb up in the tree, but even though he was up here in the tree trying to see over the crowd, Jesus knew where he was and Jesus saw him because Jesus loved him so very much.
The last activity is Make It True, and it's called Climb, Climb, Climb. So you pretend to climb as you're like moving from class to class or inside your classroom. You talk about climbing in bed, climbing up mountains, or climbing up trees like Zacchaeus did so that he could be closer to God.
All right, guys, and then the craft for the week is a coloring sheet. And so the kids will be allowed to make their tree trunk, and then they can use these stamp pads right here to make the leaves of the tree all around. We have a Jesus cutout and a Zacchaeus cutout, and so the kids, after they're done making their tree trunk and their grass and stamping, they will tape Zacchaeus in the tree and Jesus, and that is what they're learning this week.